Hello fellow pilots and welcome to the Burning Man Airspace. We had a great response to last year's video, so we're back at it again in 2016. To recap, this is a quick video to help pilots get familiarized with the airspace and its craziness. First, what are we looking at here? The red pentagon is the no-fly zone over the event. Please don't go in there. As you can see, there are two runways, one for landings, one for takeoffs. Note that this map shows the prevailing wind patterns for these runways, 26 left and right. The green paths are inbound flights. GA pilots say north of the railroad, charters to the south. We'll get more into that later. There are some big charter planes out there this year, so keep an eye out. The orange flight paths are departures, including scenic tours. The purple flight path is ultralight operations. Okay, this looks pretty well organized, right? What could go wrong? Well, when you take away the imaginary lines, it gets confusing pretty quickly, and I'm not exaggerating here. This is a 2-scale, fully accurate representation of peak traffic. There are planes going everywhere. Alright, let's start on the approach from Gerlach. Here we begin our descent to 7,000 feet. Fly to the left or north of the railroad if you're GA, and right or south of the railroad if you're faster charter traffic. Your first decision point is, do I want to go around the scenic pattern before landing, or do I want to go direct? If scenic, descend to 7,000 and head for point 1 on the pentagon here. In this tour though, we'll go direct. GA pilots. This year, the airport is putting out balloons as a visual reference for where you enter the downwind. So as you come up the railroad, turn towards the balloons at a 45-degree angle, then proceed 080 when you reach them to establish yourself on the downwind. The runway is 7,000 feet long this year, so GA pilots can turn base in line with the numbers in chevron at the approach end of the runway, then turn final over the numbers for a midfield touchdown, which will be marked with green cones. Charter pilots. The approach for you is simpler. Just continue down the south side of the tracks and turn base about when you reach Razorback Mountain, pictured here in the upper right, and keep an eye out for GA pilots passing below you at 5,000, coming from around Razorback. And all pilots, remember to announce your position as you progress inbound and say things like Red Cessna and not your tail number because no one can read that. Please, no overly long finals, anything longer than 2 miles, and you get in the way of pilots exiting the scenic pattern. Alright, here's the view close up. Remember, altitude is 5,000 for GA in the pattern and 5,500 for charter in the pattern. Now for takeoff. Pretty straightforward. Climb to 4,500 feet, flying runway heading, and then turn slightly left so you're flying down the middle of the valley. Remember, playa elevation changes, but it's roughly 4,000 feet. After 3 miles, either climb to your desired altitude and get out of here on course, or make a right turn back to the scenic pattern. On your way back, climb to 5,500 feet if you're flying under 100 knots, or to 6,000 feet if you're flying over 100 knots, and enter the scenic pattern at point 1 of the pentagon. Okay, so quick recap. 1. Fly the pattern clockwise or incur governmental wrath. 2. When entering, announce your entrance and look for others already in the pattern to your right. 3. If you're an ultralight, you can only fly from the ultralight area to point 1, then to point 3, where you have to make a U-turn and fly back to point 1. This is your punishment for having the coolest aircraft that the rest of us secretly covet. It also keeps you clear of the boring faster airplanes. So remember, GA under 100 knots, 5,500, over 100 knots at 6,000, and inbound at 7,000. You can fly around the scenic pattern as many times as you like, checking in at point 5 each time. When you want to depart the pattern, only do it at point 3 and descend to 5,000 feet while proceeding around Razorback Mountain. If you're inbound from the east, you can join the scenic flow here and proceed inbound for landing. As you come back towards the event, fly below the charter flights, which are at 5,500, then join the midfield downwind for 26 left. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. And remember, this map is fully interactive, so please click on the link on the website and explore it for yourself. And you can even do a virtual flyby there, which of course is not even close to permitted in real life. So enjoy that.